Good day, sir. Good day, everyone. Now, I'm going to introduce you to the Literature of Mindanao. Welcome to this exploration of the rich and diverse literary heritage of Mindanao, Philippines. Geography and cultural diversity. So, Mindanao is known as the island of enchantment, home with diverse peoples, and known as a land for mountains and seas. So, island of enchantment. Mindanao is the second largest island in the Philippines, known for its diverse topography, from towering mountains to luxuriant forests and coastal plains. So, this various landscapes in the Philippines contribute meaningfully to what our stories in that specific region or specific landscape does offer. It is also home for diverse peoples. The island is home to numerous indigenous groups, each with its unique language, customs, and tradition, contributing to the Mindanao's rich cultural tapestry. So, from landscapes, now we have here the different people in Mindanao contributing to what are the folklores in Mindanao is. Creating a spectrum from this specific ethnic group into this, and from mountains to seas. Mindanao and Maguindanao in the south to the Tausug in the west, each group has its own unique stories and folklore reflecting their distinct cultural heritage. So from the folklores that we hear.
Good day, students. At this moment, we will be dealing with another topic, which is the literatures of Mindanao, particularly folktale, which is my main topic. So, by the way, I am Via Marila Canta from BSc English 3B, your discussant for today's discussion. So, first, let's have the geography. Mindanao is known in the Philippines as the Land of Promise. Why Land of Promise? It's because Mindanao is rich in biodiversity and natural resources. Its soil is fertile and barely experiences typhoons. Next, it consists of the regions namely Bar-MM or the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, Caraga Region, Davao Region, Northern Mindanao, Sox Region, or the South Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, Sarangani, General Santos City, and Zamboanga Peninsula. Now let's talk about the ethnic groups. So there are various ethnic groups including nomads from the different regions such as Subanons, Eta Manobos, Mamanuas, Matigsalog, Sabusan Manobos, Higaonans, and etc. Additionally, there are also Moros, which refer to the Muslim ethno-linguistic groups in the southern Philippines, primarily in the Mindanao region. It includes diverse ethnicities such as Magindanaos, Maranaos, Tausogs, Yakans, Iranans, and Samas. Now let's talk about the Mindanao literature. Just like other Filipino groups that follow oral tradition, Mindanao Muslim folk literature has a variety of folktales, myths, legends, poems, epic ballads, riddles, and proverbs. So, the cultural knowledge and information about Mindanao literature is passed down through speech from one generation to the next. Now, oral literary forms may be didactic. When we say didactic, it refers to something that is meant to give or to teach or to give advice. Next, it is hortatory. When we say hortatory, it encourage or help people or urge people to act or change in a positive way. Next, it is entertaining. So, it refers to something that provides or that amuse the audience, that engage, or keep the people interested in the story by providing whether through humor and enjoyment. Next, it is instructive or informative. So, it refers to something, and also the literature provides useful information and knowledge. Next, folktales are called differently according to ethno-linguistic groups and each origins. So first, let us define what is folktale. Folktales are stories in the oral traditions or tales that people tell each other out loud rather than stories in a written form. They are closely related to many storytelling traditions including fables, myths, and fairy tales. So famous folktales in Mindanao literature, we have Agamaniyog folktales from Maranao, Manok-Manok Bulawan from Indanan, also known as Agata and Dato Dakula. Next, we have Pusong or Pusong from Tausug. So let's talk about Agamaniyog folktale. Agamaniyog Folktales is a collection of popular stories in the oral tradition around the Lanao region. Agamaniyog is the most frequent of the popular Maranao folktales and fables. Loaned to both Malay and Maranao languages, Agama is originally a Sanskrit word for religion. Now, a lesson for Sultan. So, lesson for the Sultan is one of the examples of Agamaniyog folktale. The Islamic faith has deeply rooted and numerous adherents worldwide, with rise to a variety of literature that conveys its beliefs, including folktales like A Lesson for Sultan. So it is one of the folktales from Agamaniyog folktales, derived from Malay and Maranao languages. So Agamaniyog is a combination of two words, which is Agama and Niyog. Agama means a village or town that has people, land, mosque, wealth, and power. Namun si Niyog is a Filipino word that refers to coconut. In short explanation, Agama Niyog translates as a land of coconuts. So in a lesson for Sultan, the Sultan have a wife which is Bae, argue over who is to blame about the poor couple's struggle. So there is a couple that struggles because they are poor. To prove their points, they separate with the Sultan. So the Sultan taking the lazy wife, which is Luk Sababay, and his wife taking the husband of Luk Sababay, which is Luk Mama. Now the Sultan's wealth is quickly wasted by Luk Sababay, while Bai teaches Luk's mama to work hard and be resourceful, making them rich. When Sultan visits their grand home, he realizes his mistake and is reminded of Bai's prediction that he would pick up leftovers from Luk's mama. Full of regret, the Sultan falls ill, showing the consequences of pride and poor choices. So the moral lesson in this story is that wasteful leads to failure, while hard work, humility, and making good choices leads to success. So no matter what position or power you have, if you're not using it in the right way, you will fail. So that is the moral lesson. So the theme divorce in the tale reflect Islamic teachings where divorce is permitted if marriage is irreparable or broken, though it's not encouraged. So the cultural elements inspired by Islam in the story includes the Torogan. So these are the additional information, the Torogan, a high status structure where a sultan resides. Next, characters' names such as sultan, symbolizing power, authority, and wealth. Dietary practices aligned with Islamic beliefs also can be found in the tale. Pork is avoided while cow and carabao livers are considered luxurious, following the Quranic directive to avoid meat from animals that die naturally or that consume meat. Since the Quranic, they follow certain rules from the Quran, which is the holy book of the Islam. Overall, the folktale is deeply interwoven with Islamic beliefs and values, adding beauty and the cultural depth to the narrative. So that's it for my topic. I hope that you learned something from this discussion. So thank you so much for listening.
Good day everyone, I am Jerry Cotero from Basic News 3B, one of the discussant about Mindanao folktales. I have just prepared two folktales for our lesson for today. Let's proceed. The first is the Manok Bulawan folktale. So the Manok Bulawan folktale, it is a golden bird. It's a traditional folktale from Mindanao that revolves around the mythical golden bird, symbolizing prosperity, beauty, and fortune. So this is an example of Manok Bulawan celebration of the indigenous people. Okay. So the bird can only be seen by those with pure hearts and virtuous intentions. The story typically features a character, often a humble and kind individual, who encounters the bird and is rewarded with good fortune. So the bird typically features a character, often for those humble and kind people. It can be seen by those good people, and for the bad people, which are greedy and selfish individuals. They are unable to see the golden bird, and they are not rewarded with the golden bird because of their bad behavior or doings. Okay, next. The narrative emphasizes moral lessons about the dangers of greed and the value of living with a pure heart. As with many folktales, the Manok Bulawan story is a tool for teaching younger generations about the virtues that sustain social harmony and personal well-being. It reflects the good beings of a person that teaches us to do good in our generation, the importance of social harmony and personal well-being. It originates from Mindanao and is shared among indigenous communities like Tausug and Irangan. So it shared among those indigenous communities like Tausug and Irangan. Next, we have Pusong or Pusong folktale. The Pusong or Pusong folktale originates from the island of Mindanao in the southern Philippines, particularly from the Tausog and other Muslim communities. These stories are part of a rich oral storytelling tradition known as Kata, which has been passed down through generations. So these stories are part of a rich storytelling known as Kata. Then the Pusong, which features a trickster figure outsmarting those in power, often serves a social commentary on the inequalities of society. So These stories, the main character physically employs clever tricks because he is a trickster. Right? It employs clever tricks, sometimes deceiving or outwitting the powerful or wealthy. So the victims of this trickster are those powerful and wealthy people, which makes them appealing for their comedic and satirical nature. So, okay, so in these stories, the main typical employs clever tricks. No, he is because he is a trickster for those wealthy people, not doing something, outwitting them. These stories are beloved for those humor and cleverness, making them entertaining while still conveying subtle moral lessons. So, the pusong folktale are integral to the storytelling traditions of the Tausug and other Mindanao communities, reflecting their unique cultural and social context. So, this folktale emphasizes the inequality, social inequality of the social for those powerful and wealthy people. It is somehow unequal for those poor people that are living in the mountains, and for those indigenous people. So that's all. Thank you for listening.
Everyone, I am Rosaline Arlanuda, and now I will discuss the literature of Mindanao, the epic. The Rangin epic of the Maranao people of Lake Lanao, Philippines, inscribed in 2008 on the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity, originally proclaimed in 2005. 2004 by National Commission for Culture and the Arts. The Durangan is an ancient epic song that encompasses a wealth of knowledge of the Maranao people who live in the Lake Lanao region of Mindanao. The southernmost island of the Philippine archipelago is the traditional homeland of the Maranao, one of the country's three main Muslim groups. The Durangan, a 72,000 line epic, celebrates Maranao history and mythical heroes, addressing themes like life, death, courtship, love, politics, and customary law. It is still used by elders for customary law administration. Comprising 17 cycles and a total of 72,000 lines, the Durangan celebrates episodes from Maranao history and the tribulations of mythical heroes. In addition to having a compelling and narrative content, the epic explores the underlying themes of life and death, courtship, love, and politics through symbol, metaphor, irony, and satire. The Durangan also includes customary law, standards of social and ethical behavior, notions of aesthetic beauty, and social values specific to the Maranao. To this day, elders refer to this time-honored text in the administration of customary law. Durangan, an epic culture in the Philippines, existed before Islamization in the 14th century. It is part of a wider Sanskrit tradition. Traditionally performed during weddings, Durangan requires skilled performers with memory, improvisation, poetic imagination, and local technique. Music and dance may accompany the performance. Meaning literally to narrate a song, the Durangan existed before the Islamization of the Philippines in the 14th century and is part of a wider epic culture connected to early Sanskrit traditions, extending through most of Mindanao. Though the Durangan has been largely transmitted orally, parts of the epic have been recorded in manuscripts using an ancient writing system based on the Arabic script. Specialized female and male performers sing the Durangan during wedding celebrations that typically last several nights. So nowadays, the Durangan, an ancient epic, is facing extension due to its rich vocabulary and archaic linguistic forms, and increasing adoption in mainstream Filipino lifestyles. Possess a predictive memory, improvisational skills, poetic imagination, knowledge of customary law and genealogy, a flawless and elegant vocal technique, and the ability to engage an audience during long hours of performance. Music and dance sometimes accompany the chanting.
Mindanao's legends are filled with mythical creatures, supernatural beings, and fantastical events, often reflecting the island's diverse beliefs and worldview. These stories often serve as cautionary tales, teaching lessons about morality and the consequences of actions. Capre, a giant tree-dwelling creature known for its strength and mischievous nature. Stories about Capre often warn against disrespecting nature and the spirits that inhabit it. Encanto, magical beings who dwell in forests and mountains, often possessing supernatural powers. Legends about Encanto emphasize the importance of respecting sacred places and treating these beings with reverence. Aswang, shape-shifting creatures often depicted as evil and dangerous, preying on humans. Aswang stories warns against venturing out at night and highlight the importance of protecting oneself from harm. Mindanao, the second largest island in the Philippines, is a land steeped in rich cultural traditions and diverse beliefs. This vibrant heritage is reflected in the island's captivating legends, filled with mythical creatures, supernatural beings, and fantastical events. These stories, passed down through generations, offer insights into the worldview, values, and experiences of the people who call Mindanao home. These legends often serve as cautionary tales, emphasizing the importance of respecting nature, sacred places, and the delicate balance between the human world and the supernatural realm. They offer valuable lessons about morality, the consequences of actions, and the importance of protecting oneself from harm. The Capre, a giant tree-dwelling creature, is a prominent figure in Mindanao's folklore, often depicted as a muscular man with reddish-brown skin, a long beard, and a penchant for smoking a large cigar. The Capre is associated with large trees, particularly narrow trees, where they are believed to reside. While not inherently evil, they are known for their mischievous nature, often playing tricks on humans who disrespect the forest or disturb their domain. Their immense strength can be dangerous if provoked. The stories of Capri serve as a reminder to treat nature with respect and to avoid disturbing sacred places. They symbolize the importance of balance in the ecosystem and the potential consequences of disrupting the natural order. Encanto, magical beings dwelling in forests, mountains, waterfalls, and other sacred places, are a diverse group with unique characteristics and abilities. They can be benevolent or malevolent, depending on their nature and how they are treated by humans. Encanto are often associated with knowledge of herbs, healing, and the secrets of the natural world. Legends about Encanto emphasize the importance of respecting their domain and seeking their permission before entering sacred places. Failure to do so is often said to result in misfortune or even illness. These stories highlight the interconnectedness of the human and supernatural realms and the need for reverence towards the unseen forces that govern the natural world. Aswang, shape-shifting creatures capable of transforming into various forms, are often depicted as evil and dangerous. Preying on humans, they are known for their predatory nature and their desire to consume human flesh. Aswang legends often warn against traveling alone at night, especially in remote areas, as they are said to be most active during the dark hours. Aswang stories represent the fear of the unknown, the dangers of the night, and the potential for evil to exist in unexpected forms. They serve as a reminder to be cautious and to protect oneself from harm. Mindanao's legends, with their captivating creatures and supernatural beings, offer a unique window into the island's rich cultural heritage and diverse beliefs. They are not just fantastical tales, they are powerful tools for transmitting values, teaching lessons, and shaping cultural identity. These stories continue to resonate with the people of Mindanao, reminding them of the importance of respecting nature, sacred places, and the delicate balance between the human world and the supernatural realm. By exploring these legends, we gain a deeper understanding of the complex, worldwide and rich cultural tapestry of Mindanao, appreciating the enduring power of storytelling to preserve history, transmit values, and inspire generations.
A pleasant day, everyone. I am Shaira Misumanya, and I will discuss the riddles in the literature of Mindanao. So when we say riddles, in Tagalog, it is bugtong. So the riddles of the literature of Mindanao refers to a significant part of the oral literary tradition in the Mindanao region of the Philippines. So riddles, known as tigmo in Cebuano and pokahana in Maranao, and other regional terms, are short metaphorical questions or statements designed to challenge the listener's wit and critical thinking. First, we have the characteristic of Mindanaoan riddles: symbolism and metaphor. Mindanaoan riddles often use figurative language to describe objects, animals, or phenomena indirectly. This makes them a test of the listener's creativity and ability to interpret clues. For example, the Maranao riddle, malingkat sa lingkatos, marakay sa lingkangay. In English, hangs on the wall but travels far. It describes a clock, symbolizing how it stays fixed but its hands move, representing time's passage. Second one is oral tradition. Riddles are part of Mindanao's rich oral culture. They were shared during gatherings or as a form of entertainment in pre-literate societies, helping to transmit knowledge and values. This tradition highlights the importance of storytelling and interaction in preserving cultural practices. The third one is the cultural reflection. Riddles reflect the way of life, environment, and cultural values of Mindanao's diverse ethnic groups. For instance, riddles often draw inspiration from agriculture, nature, and daily life, which are central to the region's culture. So here are the examples of Mindanaoan riddles. The first is Maranao riddle, the example that I gave you earlier. The malingkat salingkatos, marakay salingkangay. In English, hangs on the wall but travels far. The answer is clock. Because the riddle describes an object that seems stationary, hanging on the wall, but its hands move continuously, symbolizing how time progresses even when the object remains fixed. The second example is from Cebuano riddle. Gamay pasakiting, makahilas na og din hastihan. English, even as a kitten, it can irritate with its mess. The answer is chili, because the riddle metaphorically compares the small but potent chili to a mischievous kitten, highlighting its capacity to mess up one's taste buds with its spiciness.
Good day everyone, I am Manafel Giranyola and I am the discussant or the first discussant of the topic short story. So, first let us define what is short story. Short story is a brief fictional narrative typically focusing on a single incident or character. It is designed to evoke a specific mood or theme. So the introduction of short stories to Mindanao can be traced back to the American colonial period in the early 20th century. American teachers and missionaries brought this literary form to the region, contributing to its development. So, examples of short stories in Mindanao. So the first short story of Mindanao is Can't Go Out or Dili Puede Mugawas by Elizabeth Joy Serrano Quijano. So the story unfolds in a rolling setting where a young girl named Grichelle navigates the complexity of her life amid the backdrop of violence and poverty. As darkness falls and rain approaches, the family is confined to their home, filled with the smell of cooking and the tension of recent arguments between her parents. Grichelle longs for her father, who often brings home food from his hunting trips. But the family has recently gone to bed hungry after a fight. So yung parents ni Grichelle is having an argument about something. So that's something, we will be tackling that something along the story. So the narrative takes a dark turn when Grishelle's father does not return home one night. So, di ba, meron nag-away yung mama at papa ni Grichelle. So lumayas yung papa ni Grichelle o hindi siya sa bahay nila natulog. But hindi nakauwi yung papa ni Grichelle. So the story reveals that his father, na akala niya ay soldier, is a rebel pala, or rebelde pala yung papa niya. Pero Grichelle does not fully understand that. So hindi niya kahit yung alam niyang rebelda yung papa niya, pero hindi niya alam kung ano yung truth meaning sa pagiging rebelde. So akala niya yung rebelde is soldier. Kasi nga diba sa school, soldier lang yung alam niya. Kasi hindi naman ini-introduce kaagad sa mga elementary yung rebelde. So after a night filled with fear and uncertainty, Grichelle awakens to find her mother in distress, holding her father's blooded malong. So a malong is a traditional garment or habol. So it becomes clear that her father has been killed. So bakit namatay? Kasi nga diba, rebelde yung papa niya, kaya naman namatay siya. So nung nalaman na ng mga soldier o ng mga sundalo kung saan yung kuta o yung pinamumugaran ng mga rebelde, so kanila itong pinuntahan at pinaulanan ng bala. So as gunfire erupts outside the chaos, Grichelle family is caught in a crossfire between soldier and rebels. Kasi nga diba, yung tinitirhan nila Grichelle is that pinamumugaran yun ng mga rebelde. So, nung pumunta yung mga sundalo sa lugar nila Grichelle, nag-exchange ng mga fire or nag-exchange ng mga bala yung rebelde and rebels. So, nagkaroon ng war between soldiers and rebels. So, in a heartbreaking moment, no, despite her desire to go out, kasi nga diba, akala niya yung papa niya is soldier and hindi niya matanggap na yung papa niya is patay na. Kaya naman, gusto niyang hanapin or puntahan yung mga soldier kasi nga akala niya nandun yung papa niya. Gusto niyang hanapin yung papa niya doon sa mga soldier na nasa labas. So, her mother wants her to stay inside for their safety. So, ayaw siyang palabasin ng mama niya. Pero, di ba nga, nagkaroon na ng war doon. So, her mother and yung mga kapatid niya is naliligo sila sa sarili nilang dugo. So, nakot sila or nagkaroon sila ng tama ng baril. So, the story poignantly captures themes of lost, longing or for freedom and the harsh realities faced by family living in conflict zone. So in the end, no, hindi nga lumabas si Grishel. Hindi na niya hanap yung papa niya na gusto niyang hanapin. Pero in fact, patay na yung papa niya. And also, her mother, her siblings are all dead. So siya lang yung nakaligtas.
Good day everyone, my name is Maria Luisa Ambesta and I'm going to share to you a short storytellings about the literature of Mindanao. I have here 3 examples of short storytellings that has a one author, which is Mabel Cook Cole. And the first story is from Mandaya, Mindanao, The Children of Limukon. In this story, in the very early days before there were any people on earth, the Limukon is a kind of dove, were very powerful and could talk like a man, though they look like birds. One limcon laid 2 eggs, one off the mouth of the Mayo River and one further up its course. After some times, these eggs hatched, and the one that at the mouth of the river became a man, while the other became a woman. The man lived alone on the bank of the river for a long time, but he was very lonely and wished many times for a companion. One day, when he was crossing the river, something was swept against his legs with such force that it nearly caused him to drown. On examining it, he found that it was a hare, and he determined to go up the river and find whence it came. He traveled up the stream, looking for both banks, until finally he found a woman. He found the woman, and he was very happy to think that at last he could have a companion. They were married and had a children, who are the Mandaya, still living along the Mayo River. So the 2 children get married at last, without knowing that they were siblings. The next short story that I'm going to tell is all about the sun and the moon from Mandaya, Mindanao, which is authored by Mabel Cook Cole. The sun and the moon were married, but the sun was very ugly and quarrelsome. One day, he became angry at the moon and started to chase her. She ran very fast until she was some distance ahead of him. When she grew tired, and he almost caught her. Ever since, he has been chasing her, at times almost reaching her, and again falling far behind. The first child of the sun and the moon was a large star, and he was like a man. One time the sun, becoming angry at the star, cut him up into small pieces and scattered him over a whole sky just as a woman scatters rice. Ever since, there have been many stars. Another child of the sun and the moon was a gigantic crab. He still lives, and he's so powerful that every time he opens and closes his eyes, there was a flash of lightning. Most of the time, the crab lives in a large hole in the bottom of the sea. And when he is there, we have high tide. But when he leaves the hole, the waters rush and then there is a low tide. His moving about also causes great waves on the surface of the sea. The crab is quarrelsome, like his father, which is the moon. And he sometimes becomes so angry with his mother, which is the sun, and the moon, that he tries to swallow her. When the people on earth, who are fond of the moon, see the crab near here, they run out of doors and shout and beat on gongs until he is frightened away, and thus the moon saved.
In conclusion, short stories of Mindanao offer a captivating glimpse into the lives, experiences, and cultural richness of its diverse region. So by exploring their narratives, we can gain a deeper understanding of Filipino culture, society, and the power of storytelling to connect us all. That's all. Thank you.